Hey everyone, Yashua here. Welcome back to You Enjoy Life and greetings from Costa Rica. I'm kind of here for the time being. I was living in Colorado and it's been a huge transition coming down here. It's been amazing, but also it's been very challenging and very humbling as well because Colorado is extremely desert-like and it's dry and it's mountainous, and suddenly in Costa Rica by the beach it's extremely humid. It rains like almost all the time. And it's beautiful, but it's just a very different climate. And in Colorado, I was starting to feel so strong. I actually just signed up for my first marathon in April. I'm going to be going back to Colorado for that. First marathon on a trail. It's a trail marathon, a pretty intense course. I'm going to be doing it barefoot. I'm really excited about that. So as you follow the journey, you're going to get to see more of the training I'm doing, and just also the process to kind of transcend what I once thought was possible, which is really what this channel is about, being beyond the human. But you know, I was starting to feel really strong. I was starting to feel really confident and feel like all the things that I was doing was like really grounding me into this space. And then the universe came knocking at the door and it said, I get that you feel safe and cozy here, but now we're going to throw you over to Costa Rica and let's see what happens. So I trusted the universe and I followed and I'm here. And again, it's been amazing. But basically on the second day, recognizing that I don't have the normal trails out here, I decided to go for a run on the beach, and I've been getting more into parkour. And it was pouring rain. I was like, oh, I can do this. And running on the beach, as you can see, the beaches are not just like these nice, pristine, I mean, they're beautiful, but they're not sandy beaches. It's mostly rocks and formations like this. So it's kind of like you have your own jungle gym, and running is very different. It's like climbing, jumping, and falling and all kinds of stuff. So I was, excuse me, I was running over a driftwood, a big piece of log, and it was really wet. And I went up to the top and I felt good. And then I started coming down and I slipped. And when I slipped, I fell hard and landed on my side. I felt like 3 UFC fighters kicked me in the side. I heard a crack and just boom, I went down, hit the ground, got back up immediately and was just like heal, heal, heal. And just going through my own process of like, you know when kids, when they fall and there's this piece of like, the way you react decides how they react. They look at you and then they either start and crying, or they're just like, you're like, no, you're fine. They're like, I'm fine, it's cool. Well, I think a lot of the healing process and physicality has to do with how we react to stuff and whether we play into it or not. So I got up and I was like, heal, heal, heal. And I had a moment of fear creep in, but I was like, heal, 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 heal. And I went and sat in this rock and I meditated and just went over the process of really healing and just being in that space. And then I started to feel better and I started to laugh hysterically. I saw the swelling go down and it started to get better. And I definitely felt it, but it was like, okay, I'm starting to feel better. This was great. Then over the course of that next week or so, gigantic bruise started to form. And I just found that while I could run and work out, it was just more tender and sore, as you can imagine, than usually. And I started thinking about why. And I rarely get injured anymore. And so whenever something happens to me, I don't just say, well, that was stupid and I just shouldn't do it again. I actually really look at like, what is the deeper meaning going on? So one thing that I really came up with, and I'll be sharing about it more on my Patreon, which if you click the link below you can check out, where I do a lot of practices over there for grounding and mindfulness and stuff, and it's just a community where people are coming together and learning how to transcend the normal human. Anyhow, so one thing that I came up with was that pain is a pathway to our purpose. So while I'm not someone who's going to go say, hey, just go outside and hurt yourself, if you do get hurt, whether physically or emotionally, if you're able to look at it in a way that actually makes sense, you can actually transcend the pain and just the actual physicality of it, or the, you know, the heartbreak or whatever the thing is, and you can start to see what it actually is serving you. And the reason this is really powerful and special is because when we just look at pain as like a thing and we attach a story to it that it's bad, we just make it bad, and I screwed up, I hurt myself, and I could have done that. I fell, I'm an idiot, and make up all these stories about how I can't believe I did that and I was irresponsible, and then that was that, and I'm just going to be in pain for a while. But actually what it's done is it's got me to research pain. It's gotten me to actually get more in tune with this whole part of my body. And what I realized is I've been neglecting this beautiful being, right? I'm getting super deep into all the barefoot stuff, so I'm taking good care of my feet, but the rest of my body, it's like this magical thing comes together to create this being that we have, and every single piece, every bone, every ligament, our fascia, every organ, every tendon, they all come together to make us who we are. So by actually getting more in tune with different parts, even though there's pain here, and I still feel it, like there's tender, right? I can run now, I can jump, I can do the things I need to do, but I still feel pain. But it's just reminding me to like, just put more focus and attention into these different areas of my body. So because of that, I've been learning new stretches, I've been expanding my awareness of this whole area, and I've been respecting it more. Because it's like we don't really pay attention to our body until it starts hurting, you know? It's like we never really pay attention to our knees and appreciate our knees until one day one of our knees goes out, and then all of a sudden we're frustrated with our knee. So it's like there's so many things in life that we take for granted. It's the same with like your car. You know, your car, it does your thing, it drives, whatever, and then one day, you know, the engine stops working, and then all of a sudden you're upset with it. So like the way in which we put energy can often be so backwards because we take things for granted, and we only get frustrated with things when they go bad, and we don't really appreciate often the things that we have when they're just working. So it's really got me into this state of deep appreciation. And I'm gonna do on my Patreon a practice where you can actually kind of tune into yourself. So if you want to check that practice out, you can click the link to the Patreon. And just so you know, any tier that you sign up for, you get full access. And I have a new book coming out, which is called Cooking with Your Best Friend. And just by signing up, you get access to that book for free, and my old book and all my videos. It's sweet. Patreon has actually just been kind of blowing my mind. I've only been doing it for a couple weeks, but as someone who wants to create and without having all the distractions and dealing with the algorithms and ads that I don't feel relevant and related to get to go there and have people support me to continue to do this is freaking awesome. So that's what's been giving me a lot of drive to continue to make videos. What's been really happening is as I'm tuning into my body, I'm seeing that the pain that I'm having is really driving me to get to just know myself better. And the jungle is humbling. It's another piece. Like, I can't just expect to come here on the first day and just adjust right away. Like, all my things are molding. My guitar broke. There's a lot of things that are different. And I stepped out of that comfort zone in Colorado to come here to grow, to expand. And if I see my pain as just pain, I'm gonna miss this amazing expansion and this journey that it's been taking on. And the same goes for, you know, emotional pain. If you lose someone that you love, if you're suffering through heartbreak, you can just see that as this is terrible, this sucks, and hold on to it. Or you can actually transmute that pain once you've processed it and grieved it, and actually grow and learn something new about yourself. So that's a freaking miracle. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm going to be sharing a lot more videos being in Costa Rica, and just the things that I'm uncovering in general about life and what it means to transcend the human. So if you want to follow this journey, you know, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and yeah, transmute your pain and think about how that pain has completely shifted your life when you look at it in the right way.